Welcome back to Flickers of Thought. Like us, follow us.
Yep.
We got some different topics we're going to talk about today. And this one here is, I just wanted to bring up to you, do you believe in omens? Like if something happens, this is going to be a good sign or this is going to be a bad sign. You believe in that kind of stuff?
Uh, yeah, I don't know honestly how I feel about that. I would say probably no, generally speaking. I think I think most people probably don't believe it as much as they act like they do or say they do. I think a lot of people just say that kind of stuff, even when they are talking about it, like, oh, this ain't good, I think
Right.
a lot of that's just kind of what comes out of their mouth, not necessarily what they believe that's actually an omen, but
Yeah.
certainly there are people who do believe
Sure.
in omens, of course, but I'm
Right.
just saying, like, I think the general population that uses that as frequently as they do, a lot of times it's just, in passing. But I don't think that I do really feel like they're a sign. I think sometimes maybe, but
Yeah. Well, like, some
if
people, black cat, talks about,
right,
oh, yeah, that's a
right,
yeah,
yeah,
bad.
superstition stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's superstition, but
yeah,
yeah, that's something that's an omen, is something that, pretty dramatic, I would think, to be
right,
considered an omen. But the reason I bring it up is that in California, there's a odd fish that washes up, and it's called an oarfish,
hmm,
and this thing is like 10. I think the longest one might have been 20 feet long,
yeah,
but they 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 normally what they've come up with is a lot of times when they come up on shore, that there's some kind of an earthquake or something happens on.
oh,
So they're a pretty elusive fish. They come from the deep ocean, 33 feet below the surface of the water. So they're pretty rare. You never see one. People don't catch them or anything like that.
right, yeah,
But only 21 have come up in California since 1901. So
wow,
over the years, that's over 120 years, only 21 have come up, and they're like a eel-like creatures. Like I said, up 20 feet long, and this last one is about 10 feet long. Some people call them a doomsday fish because
right.
they're predictors of natural disasters or something like that. Um,
Well, I wonder how much do you know how much before the fires that was? I mean, maybe that was the omen for
uh,
that. I mean,
yeah, I don't
earthquake or
know
something.
if
But
they give results on that. They said in 2011, 20 of them, 20 of the different fish rolled up on the shore in Japan. Now this other stats was all due in California. Since
right,
1901 was in California, but this
oh,
said
okay,
that 2011, 20 of them washed up on Japan's shore a few months ahead of the powerful earthquake that hit there. So that tells you a little bit of a timeline there.
wow,
And the resulting tsunami killed 15,000 people.
huh.
Earthquake was a 9.0. So that was in 2011.
So it
15,000
was
people
six
killed.
months before,
It says a few months
a
before,
few
so
months
it didn't
before.
say what it was,
Huh.
how many exactly,
I
but
mean,
yeah.
it's kind of hard to relate and say that that was a sign, or an omen, which I'm sure is kind of what you're alluding to there. That some people believe that was
Mm-hmm.
a sign, but I mean,
Well,
it's
because
kind of
they're so
weird.
rare.
I know, but I mean, months before, it
Yeah,
seems, I don't know,
yeah.
it seems a little strange. But I mean, I guess it's just, people find anything to latch onto or, to believe in or to blame, I guess, to some degree as well.
Yeah. Well, after the one landed up in California, they did have a 7.0 earthquake just recently off North California, off
Huh.
the northern coast.
Yeah.
There's no damage or no loss of life. Uh,
Well, I mean, I guess they only had one show up and the other one had 10 show up. So maybe that's the
yeah,
difference. I mean,
yeah,
hey, maybe there is something to it.
right. And they said that most of these had shown up through like 1950 or something. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like in that. But then there's four of them who showed up in the last 3 or 4 years. So I mean, they're like they're on a roll. They're coming in heavy now.
Right. Huh.
So yeah, there's some issues there that they think. I mean, Japan studied it and they found that there was no connection
Right.
between the oarfish and an earthquake. So
Right.
I don't think there is either. But people
I
latch
mean,
on to things.
how would you know whether there's a connection though if it's like an omen or a spiritual or something like that? I mean, you can't gauge or you can't really
No,
find proof of that. So,
right.
I mean, even if they did research, they're not gonna, So maybe there is something to it. I don't
Well, I mean,
I
if
don't know.
Yeah, if the, I mean, if it's
like,
months ahead of time, like you said, you know, the earthquake's not going to be rumbling in the ocean 3 months before it.
I
You know,
wouldn't
so this
think so.
oarfish says, "I'm getting out of here." You going up, I'm getting on the shore.
Right.
You know, or something. That's yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. I mean, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
some kind of a weird connection,
Right.
or maybe no connection at all.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, good.